Yeah, so this is a time when I ended up wrestling with a wolf. I ended up going to a underground switchboard reunion, 20 years or 25 years or something, and I took Sierra and Georgia, and they were like 6 and 7, just cute little girls, and went to a park where they had this at a pavilion with picnic tables is where the meeting place was, and end up seeing a couple dozen good old friends from the underground switchboard days and introducing them to my daughter. And it was a park playground with a lake and a beach, and we were far away from that, but we were having a good time. But one of my good underground friends, Rebecca, Rebecca was her name. Um, she and I were friends at Underground Switchboard, and I ended up going on a hitchhiking trip because she'd never hitchhiked out to California and back one time. Had some great adventures on it. And she was living in Minnesota off of some highway and had a roadside attraction where she sold crystals. And she had this Canadian timber wolf, and she had the Canadian timber wolf with her. That was her buddy, her pet. So we're partying and visiting with friends and drinking and having a good time, and Becky ended up wanting to go off and visit with some other people someplace, and had another friend of ours, I can't remember her name, um, hold the wolf on a heavy duty chain that he had around his neck, and a length of it, so he could get wrap lock the chain around a picnic table or something, so he wasn't running free when Becky wasn't walking him around. But she just had her our friend holding the wolf for a little bit, and I'm in the area talking to some friends, and another one of our friends that by now was later in the reunion had gotten pretty loaded, and she was obviously drunk, and she starts walking up at this wolf going, oh, and reaching out towards it, and I'm sitting at a picnic table a dozen feet away, and notice that this wolf is getting skitsy, and the woman that's holding the wolf is going, calm down. And so I'm watching this, and the drunken friend of ours is still coming straight at, and got this wolf in a challenging, wolf starts freaking and geeking, and starts trying to back up and pull away, and what's her name's trying to hold the chain and having a hard time doing it, and the wolf starts showing teeth, ears, snarling, and the friend of ours is still walking up on it, and so I get up and start to walk over and try to get in between the woman and the wolf is really snappy and starting to spin the woman who's trying to hold her by the chain around, and so I go up behind the wolf and lay it in a full Nelson and tuck one of its front legs down and lay it down on the ground and spread eagle on top, because we used to have big dogs and we used to wrestle with them that way. I was a little kid and they were big dogs, and if you come up from behind and stick one hand underneath one leg and half Nelson them, and then gently tuck the other leg, you can lay them right down, and if you lay on top of them, they can't bite or kick or do anything at you. So So I'm laying. Well, this wolf is snapping, and it's like, thank God it can't reach me because it's gonna tear me apart, snapping at me. It does. It's not used to this. It doesn't. This isn't a normal play activity with this wolf, and so I've got this wolf and it is snapping and snapping and snapping, you know. And I tell you, being 18 inches away from a snapping wolf is a pretty adrenaline driving situation. And I'm 200 pounds. I am working really hard to keep this wolf pinned down. I mean, normally you half Nelson, lay over and lay on top of a dog, it's down. It can't move. This thing's got, we're digging up dirt. So somebody starts yelling at Becky, your wolf. And somebody runs off and gets Becky. And then Becky comes running back. By then, me and the wolf had kind of come to an agreement because I'm talking really softly to it. I'm saying, it's okay, just calm down, we're good. It's snapping, and I'm trying to talk in a soothing voice, and it had finally calmed down and was, panting and, wild eyeing me, but it wasn't snapping anymore. And kicking and trying to spin out from underneath me. And Becky comes running up. She doesn't know what's going on, so she comes running up and running at me and the wolf and going, Jeff Cave, what are you doing to my wolf? What do you think you're doing? You can't do that. That's a wolf. Well, the wolf wound up again, starts snapping like crazy, kicking like crazy. So I'm trying to fight to keep it's calm again. I was so happy to have it calm for 20 seconds. And then, boom, it lights up again. And so I'm trying to calm the wolf and trying to calm Becky. And Becky's, stepping in and out. And it's like, I'm not going to let go and back away from this wolf until she gets pinned down control. And finally somebody's telling her, no, Jeff stepped in because the wolf was getting snappy, and the woman that was holding her by the chain said, yeah, he was pulling so hard I wasn't going to be able to hold him, and he was going to, he was snapping at what's her name, and then started snapping at me because I'm holding the chain. So she realized that I wasn't just being stupid with her wolf. And she starts talking calmly. I'm talking calmly. We finally get the wolf calmed down, and I get her to come over and, on 4 inches, 2-handed grip, get a hold of the chain that's around this wolf on the front leg side. And he was calm enough. He wasn't snapping at her or anything. He was used to me laying and pinning him down, and I slowly unpinned myself, scooted back about 30 feet. That's enough interaction with me and this wolf for the day. And so some people who would watch it, oh man, that was a good thing you end up, stopping that, because I thought that wolf was going to start tearing up what's her name. And I was feeling like a hero for about 30 seconds. I got out of there, didn't get bit, nobody got hurt. that's pretty good. And I realized George and Sierra aren't there. So I'm looking around George and Sierra. So I'm calling, and George and Sierra aren't anywhere. And I'm scouting and start to go through person by person in this park. George and Sierra aren't there. So I get a couple people. We start going off on a grid search for George and Sierra. And we're 100 yards away from the beach. And we end up grid searching through all the people back and forth, and we're getting down towards the beach. And here, just to the north side of the beach here, the girls have found a little weedy area with a stream that fed in from the park, and they were on the bank of the stream, 6 and 7 years old, all by themselves, 200 yards away from me. So I recovered the girls, and they'd been just having fun, and everything turned out okay. So that's my adventure with wrestling with a full grown large Canadian wolf.